Okay, good morning, students. Last class we were looking at narrative writing, and today we'll be focusing on a particular type of narrative writing. Now we're going to play a game, and at the end of the game, I want you to guess what we will be talking about today in class. Now I'm going to start off the game. Everyone know how to play people, places, animals, and things? Are you hearing me?
Yes, miss, but you are going in and out.
Yes, miss.
I
I'm
don't.
not hearing it, miss.
You're not hearing me? Oh.
Miss, I hear it now.
You're hearing now? Okay, good. Now I'm saying that how many persons know how to play the game people, places, animals, and things? ABC, fast or slow?
Me, miss.
Okay, so we're going to twist it up a bit today. We're still going to be playing people, places, animals, and things, but we're not going to be doing the ABC, fast or slow. What we'll be doing is that we're going to be joining sentences together. So I will give you a category, whether I give you people, place, animal, or thing, and you are going to create a sentence using that particular category. All right, so say for instance, I took the category people, and I say one day Mary, Lucy, and Joe went to a family dinner. And I say, Alicia, your category is place. So what Alicia will do is to tell me where they went to the family dinner in a sentence. Understanding? Are we understanding?
Yes, miss.
Sure? Is it that my voice is delayed or you're not hearing me any at all?
Because you've been in and out.
We're hearing, miss. We're hearing.
Okay, so do you understand the instructions of the game? Where I will give the first sentence and then I give you a category and you are supposed to make a sentence surrounding that category in relation to the first sentence that I gave.
Yes, miss.
Alright, but you have to be fast. You have to think very fast. So as soon as I give you the category, you have less than 2 seconds to make up your sentence. Alright? So let's give it a test run. One day, Mary, Lucy, and Joe went to a family dinner. So Dejan, is it Dejan or Campbell? Place.
We went to Black River to eat food.
Okay, so they went to Black River to eat food. Griffiths. Don't want to spell your first name. Griffiths. Animals. So one day, Mary, Lucy, and Jake went to a family dinner. They went to Black River to eat food. Animals. Griffiths.
Miss? Yes, miss. Miss, you had chip up, miss.
I don't know. My
I'm not hearing you properly.
You're not hearing me properly? Seems my net is giving some issue. I was saying animals for you. So the story is going on and it is saying that one day, Mary, Lucy, and Joe went to a family dinner. They went to Black River to eat food. And I gave you animals. Alicia, you want to help her out? if you're hearing me better.
Miss, repeat, please.
Alright, so it goes. One day, Mary, Lucy, and Joe went to a family dinner. They went to Black River to eat food. And I gave the category animals. So I need a
The
sentence.
menu consists of chicken, beef, and fish.
Pardon me?
The menu consists of chicken, beef, and fish.
Very good. Alicia, is Alicia hearing me? Alicia is gone. This is so hard to do. I feel like my internet will fail me. Dejan, are you still hearing me?
Yes, please.
Okay, so things is the next category. So tell me some things that they did. While at the family dinner.
They talk, laugh, and enjoy themselves.
So they talk, laughed, and enjoyed themselves. So one day, Mary, Lucy, and Joe went to a family dinner. They went to Black River. They ate, what was this say was a part of the menu? Fish, chicken, and
Beef.
beef was a part of the menu. They talked, laughed, and enjoyed themselves. Very good. Now, what I want you to identify is where did they go? Where did we say they go?
Luana. Black River.
They went to Black River. And what did they go to Black River to do?
They went to a family dinner.
They went to a family dinner. Now, who were the persons that were in the sentences? Who did the sentences refer to?
Mary, Lucy.
Mary, Lucy, and
Joe.
Joe. Very good. Now, based on the types of narrative that we discussed in last class, what would we say we are looking at today? Based on the activity that we just did. Story writing. Very good. Now, I want you to listen to a podcast. And our podcast is going to tell us a bit more about story writing. Let me share screen. Let me know if you're hearing, okay? As soon as it starts.
Five elements of a short story.
Are you hearing?
The 5 elements of a short story are:
Were you hearing?
Yes, miss.
Okay. So listen keenly because I'm going to ask you some question at the end.
setting, character,
Let me start it over.
conflict. 5 elements of a short story. The 5 elements of a short story are setting, character, conflict, plot, and theme. Let's talk about setting. Setting is when and where a story happens. It helps in creating the atmosphere of the story. Example: underplays are at church, in the market, under the bridge, near the hospital, in the forest, and by the beach. While under time are last January, by winter, last New Year, during summer, on Christmas Day, and on his birthday. Next is character. Character is the person or animal that portrays in the story. It has 6 types, which are protagonist, antagonist, static, dynamic, round, and flat. Also, character is introduced through characterization or the presentation of character's motives through his speech, actions, and thoughts. Let's now familiarize the types of character. Protagonist is the good character. He is often opposed, exploited, or victimized. Antagonist is the bad character. He causes problems and sufferings to other characters. Static is a character who does not change. He is consistently bad or good from the beginning up to the end of the story. Dynamic is the character who changes. He transforms from being good to bad or bad to good. Round is the character that is hard to describe and predict. He has many qualities and emotions. And the last is flat. He is the character who is easy to describe and predict. He possesses and displays few traits. Let's now have the conflict. Conflict is the problem which the main characters need to solve. It can be categorized into 2, which are internal and external. Internal conflict happens when the character's problem is caused by his own limitations and weaknesses. Man versus himself is an example of internal conflict. It happens when a person is struggling because of himself. Example: Andrew can forgive himself from his own past mistakes. On the other hand, external conflict happens when the character's problem is caused by the people or things around him. Man versus man is a type of external conflict. It happens when a character is struggling because of other characters' decision or action. Example: Andrew was forbidden by his parents to go to school. The next one is man versus nature. It happens when a character is struggling because of an unexpected event in the environment. Example: Andrew is caught in the rain on his way to his cousin's house. The last is man versus society. It happens when a character is struggling because of the beliefs and rules of the society. Example: Andrew was punished to sing Lupang Hinirang because he did not use the pedestrian lane in crossing the street. Let's now have the plot. Plot is the list and sequence of events in the story. It has 5 parts, which are exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, or ending. Let's now familiarize the parts of a plot. Exposition is the beginning part of the story. It introduces the characters, the setting, and the conflict. Rising action happens when the conflict is addressed by the main characters in the story. It is the part when the protagonist faces crisis or unstable state. climax is the most interesting and breathtaking point of the story. It presents the protagonist's most challenging moment. Falling action happens instantly after the climax. It reveals the consequences, either good or bad, the characters need to deal with after the turning point of events. And the last is resolution or ending. It tells what happens to the characters after the problem or conflict is being resolved. It leaves readers a certain emotion such as sadness, happiness, disappointment, pity, or even heartbreak. Let's now talk about the last element, which is theme. Theme is what a story all about. It can be expressed in one word like love, friendship, and solitude. Also, it is the central idea or main message the author wants his readers to understand and to live by. Thank you for watching.
All right. All right, so we have just listened to the podcast of story writing. Now I want you to list me the 5 elements that the young man spoke about. Anyone can list me the elements?
Miss.
Not hearing you clearly. Not hearing you clearly. Okay, character. Good. What's another one?
Character, miss.
Yes. Give me another one. Campbell. Conflict. Good. Setting. Very good. So we have 3 so far. Character, setting, and conflict. 2 more.
Mrs. Plot.
Not hearing you clearly. Not hearing you clearly. Campbell, can you give me one of them, please? Plot, very good. And what's the last one?
Miss, are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. So we have 4 so far. Character, setting, plot, and conflict. What's the last one?
Theme, miss. Theme.
Theme. Very good. Thanks, Campbell. I was wondering if you're hearing me clearly. Now, what did the podcast say characters are? Who are characters in a story?
Protagonist.
The persons are things that make up the story.
The persons are things that make up the story. And I heard Campbell giving me an example of a type of character. Give me it again, Campbell. Is Campbell still here?
Repeat, miss, repeat.
You gave me an example of a type of character. Please repeat it for me.
Protagonist.
Protagonist. And what is the antagonist? So we have 2 there, protagonist and antagonist. And we have a variety of many more also. All right, what is the setting?
Miss, the setting is where something take place.
Where and when.
So the setting is where and when. Very good. And what did they say that the plot is? Anyone can tell me what the plot is?
Miss, what happens in the story?
So the plot gives us a breakdown of what happens in the story. Very good. And what is the conflict?
Repeat, Miss.
What is the conflict?
Miss, the problem in the story.
So the problem in the story is called the conflict. And what is the theme? The last one, the theme. What is the theme?
It tells what the story is going to be about.
Miss,
Try again with the theme.
the message that is trying to convey through the story.
Very good, Campbell. It's the message that they are trying to convey throughout the story. Now, whenever we are writing stories, it is very important for us to include all of these elements in the story. At times, it is not directly stated, but we can pick out whenever we are reading the story that these messages are actually in the story. Now, what I want you to do is that you're going to watch a short story and you're going to look out for the character, the setting, the plot, the theme, and the conflict. And after you have finished watch, I'm going to ask you to state these particular parts. So if you can jot it down anywhere while you're watching, no problem. But we're going to share after we have finished. Seeing my screen?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
No, Miss.
Hold on, it might soon come up on yours. Let me know when you're seeing it.
Seen it now, Miss.
Okay.
Wow, fairy tales.
You're hearing it?
Yes, Miss.
You heard it when I just played it a while ago?
Yes, Miss.
Okay.
This is Ami, a beautiful princess who was much loved by everyone. Everywhere she went by, all the boys tried to prove themselves, which caused a chaotic scene. That day, she went to the neighboring kingdom to see the young King Kobe. I'm Princess Ami from the neighboring kingdom. It is such an honor to meet you, Your Majesty.
Oh, I'm Kobe. Welcome to my beautiful kingdom.
The two people talked happily, and the young king took all of his courage to declare his love for her.
Ami, I know this is quite sudden, but you are my destiny. Do you agree to marry me?
I agree, Your Majesty. Then their wedding was quickly held in the palace. Earlier, Kobe was a young king who paid attention to his country and people.
Yes.
But after the wedding, Kobe was so into Ami that he started to neglect everything, which disappointed everyone. If you kept being next to me like that, who would take care of the country? Then the country would fall into poverty. How could we deal with that problem?
Don't worry, I have my own secret tip. That thing won't ever happen.
What is that?
This thing.
You don't want to tell me. It means that you don't trust me. You don't love me at all.
I'm sorry, I don't mean that. All right, I will tell you this secret.
Kobe brought the magic pocket, which was shining. He shook the pocket. Then money fell from there.
This is the magic pocket that my father gave me. I just need to shake it, and money will fall down until I stop doing so.
He didn't know that Ami was really a devious and greedy princess. A pocket that could give you gold. Such a treasure thing like that must belong to me. Right when Kobe was fast asleep, Ami stole the pocket and returned to her country. About Kobe, when he woke up, he didn't see his wife and the magic pocket anywhere. When his trusted servant told him that the queen had returned to her kingdom, he soon understood what happened.
So Ami took my magic pocket and returned home? It can't be.
Pardon me?
I have to go there and take my treasure back. Magic belt, bring me to the neighboring kingdom.
It's stuck. Alright, hold on. The net is there. Let me look on your screen. I'm going to press play. You tell me if that's where it...
This thing.
You don't want to tell me. It means
You're
that
seeing
you
it
don't
now?
trust me. You don't love me at all.
I'm sorry, I don't mean that. All right, I will tell you this
Is it playing now?
Yes, miss.
secret.
Kobe
Okay.
brought the magic pocket, which was shining. He shook the pocket. Then money fell from there.
This is the magic pocket that my father gave me. I just need to shake it, and money will fall down until I stop
Okay.
doing so.
He didn't know that Ami was really a devious and greedy princess. A pocket that could give you gold. Such a treasure thing like that must belong to me. Right when Kobe was fast asleep, Ami stole the pocket and returned to her country. About Kobe, when he woke up, he didn't see his wife and the magic pocket anywhere. When his trusted servant told him that the queen had returned to her kingdom, he soon understood what happened.
So Ami took my magic pocket and returned home? It can't be. I have to go there and take my treasure back. Magic belt, bring me to the neighboring kingdom.
Immediately, Kobe was brought to the neighboring kingdom's palace, which startled the guards.
Stop there! Who are you? I'm Kobe, the king from the neighboring country. Ami's husband. Go tell her
No.
that I'm here.
You hear?
When hearing that Kobe had arrived, Ami was startled as well. How could he be so fast? Huh? You guys get him away. Don't let him enter the palace.
Get out of there! You are not allowed to enter! Don't let me enter? Alright, then I have to use my magic flute.
Getting angry, Kobe took the magic flute and blew. Immediately, an army showed up and easily defeated the guards, which paved his way to the palace. Ami was terrified. She instantly went out to see Kobe.
Why did you do that? Give me my pocket now.
It was so unjust for me. Why did you think of me like that? I just want to borrow it for a few days. Then I will return it to you. Anyway, we are husband and wife now.
Ami, I'm sorry. If that was true, then you just kept it until whenever you want.
We were able to avoid an unwanted argument. It is really worth celebrating. Can we have a party here, in my palace? Kobe trusted his wife naively, so he agreed to attend the party. She tried to make him drunk and asked, I wasn't clear about this. How can you have such a strong army? And how do you travel here so fast? Kobe was so drunk that he didn't mind anything. Then he just told her everything.
Not only could I summon an elite army, but I also could travel anywhere I want. Take a look. This is the magic flute that could summon an elite army. And here is the magic belt that could take me anywhere. They are all my father's treasures.
Another two precious things. They must be mine at all costs. The princess made her husband drunk and fall asleep. Then she stole the flute and belt from Kobe. and ordered guards to put him in jail.
Mommy, where are you? Where am I now? This place looks like a jail. Oh God, my treasures! Where are they? Oh no! Ami must have stolen them. Only she knew about my treasures. I was such a fool. She fooled me twice and I still believed her. And then she took all of my treasures now. And now I'm locked inside this jail.
At the time, the jail's door opened. A guard sneaked in.
You were ordered to come here by Ami, right? What do you want from me? No, Your Majesty. I was once saved by your father, and then I went to this kingdom. Today I risked my life here, saving you to repay that favor.
The guard gave Kobe one sword. He was happy and found a way to escape Ami's kingdom. The guards quickly detected him and chased after. Running to a cliff, Kobe slipped and fell down an abyss. Luckily, he landed on a big tree next to a stream, so he didn't die.
It was so lucky of me. This tree saved my life. Oh, these fruits look so tasty, and I'm so hungry now.
Kobe picked the fruits to eat, but when he ate them, he turned into an old, ugly man. Feeling a change in his face, Kobe picked up the sword and looked. He was startled to see himself old and ugly. Too afraid, he stepped back until he fell into the water. When he got out of the water, strange things happened. Kobe returned to his youth. He was happy and quickly figured out what happened.
So the fruits will make people become old and ugly, while the stream makes them young again. Right! I know how to take back my treasures with those things.
Then Kobe picked some fruits on the tree, then took a full bucket of the stream water and returned to Ami's palace. He disguised as an old man, walking everywhere and promoting the magic fruit.
My magic fruits will help everyone become beautiful. This is the water from those magic fruits. Everyone here will witness its magical power.
A lot of girls came and tried, and they all became beautiful. Rumors about the magic fruit spread everywhere, and it soon came to Ami. Really? What a miracle! Quickly ask the old man to come here! Kobe, in the shape of an old man, came to see Princess Ami. I heard that you have a magic fruit, which could make people more beautiful.
That's right, Your Highness. This fruit of mine, if you took its water and applied on the face, it only worked one part, but if you ate it, it would fully show its power.
Then sell all of them to me.
You are already beautiful. Why do you need my fruits? I advise you not to use them.
This is not enough. I want to become the most beautiful girl in the world. Stop talking. I will buy them at any price.
It's no good, Princess.
How tough you are. Guards, keep this old man for me. The guards kept him, and Ami instantly ate all the fruits. But when she did that, her face became very old and ugly. Ah! Oh God! What happened to me? Hey, old man!
Huh?
Kobe removed his disguise and showed his real face. It was you, Kobe? You fooled me!
Yes, that was your lesson, Princess Ami. But I'm a person who loves beauty, and I know how to make you young again. Of course, you must return to me my treasures first.
All right, I'll do it. Here are your 3 treasures. Please make me young again.
Magic belt, bring me back to my palace.
Ah, he can't be. He fooled me again. Punishing Ami and taking the 3 treasures again, Kobe returned to his kingdom with a lesson. He took care of the country and ruled his nation in a peaceful and happy way forever. About greedy Princess Ami, she became ugly for the rest of her life Then she left and no one ever saw her again in their life.
All right. So, are we ready to list the characters, the setting, the conflict, and the plot? So who wants to go first with the characters?
Miss Amy and Kobe.
Amy and Kobe. Good. And we have some other characters in there, no,
Kobe and Amy.
not just those two. Who else was in there?
The guards.
The guards.
Kobe's father.
Kobe's father. Remember the army men and the guards. Good. You have the villagers, who are the people in there. Remember, our characters are not just limited to the persons who are starring the show. They are actually everyone and everything that took part in the story. So even the belt, even though the belt is a thing, it is a part of the character because the belt actually played a role. It was what carried Kobe from one place to the other. And even the money bag. What was the magical thing about the money bag? Anyone can tell me, remember me? Remind me of what the magical thing about the money bag was? What happened with the money bag?
Yes, can you repeat that?
What happened with the money bag?
Turn the man old and then
No.
turn him back young.
No, man, the money bag that Kobe carried around and he would shake from time to time. Why did he shake it? What did he get when he shake it?
It brings you to places, different places.
No, that was the belt. The belt carried us to different places. What did the money bag do? Money bag? What do we know about money bags? Which popular artist sings about money bag and what happened when you have money bag? What comes out of money bags? Campbell, what comes out of money bag? As the name suggests, money bag. What do we get from money bag? Money. So whenever Kobe would shake it,
Money.
it would give him money. And what other character did Kobe have in his possession that was magical? What about the flute? What happened when he played the flute?
His flute.
Yes, what happened when he played the flute? What happened when Kobe played the flute?
Amy become old.
No, man, that is when she ate the flute, the thing that he blows. What happened when he played it?
Did it bring him inside the kingdom?
No, the belt did that. When he played the flute, the army came. So remember when he went to the kingdom and the guys were trying to get him not to enter? When he played the flute, his army showed up same time. So those are other three things that actually played a role in the story. So one took him from place to place, which was the belt. The other, which was the money bag, would give him money so that he would be able to feed his people. And then the flute now would call on the army to come. So even though those are not main characters, and even though they are not people, they still played a role in the story. Now, what was the setting? Where did the story take place?
Neighboring kingdom.
Neighborhood kingdom.
Neighboring kingdoms. So they did not give us the name of the kingdoms, but they told us that the kingdoms were neighboring kingdoms. Can you tell me a neighboring place to St. Elizabeth? Tell me a neighboring parish to St. Elizabeth. West.
Trelawney.
Okay, so we have Trelawney, we have Manchester, we have Westmoreland. I know about Westmoreland being very close to St. Elizabeth and Manchester. I'm not so sure about Trelawney. I don't know how you drive go there if you have to pass through a next parish, but I am sure that as you leave St. Elizabeth, you can either head into Manchester or you head into Westmoreland. So those are neighboring parish. Good. So tell me a neighboring school to St. Elizabeth Technical.
Lacovia High.
Lacovia. So if we're writing a story and we want to mention a neighboring school and we want to involve a neighboring school, we could use Lacovia High. All right? Very good. Now, let us look at the conflict. Sorry. Let's look at the conflict. What happened in the story? What was the conflict?
Amy stole Kobe money.
Right, she stole the money back first. Very good. And then what did she do afterwards?
Then she turned the apples on the tree bitter or something.
No, she didn't turn the apples on the tree bitter. You're mixing it up with the next story. She didn't turn the apples on the tree bitter at all in this one. She stole the money back first, and then Kobe went back for the money back. But what did she do this time? She got him what?
Drunk.
She got him drunk. And what was the next magical items that she took from him?
The one.
The flute. The flute. It is called a flute. The thing that we play.
His magical flute.
His magical flute. And what else did she take that time? The flute and
His money.
She took the money back first. She took the flute and the belt. Right? So she took the flute and the belt. So the conflict was that the prince married a greedy princess. And this princess was selfish and wanted everything for herself. So she stole these things. She tricked him and stole the items. Alright? So that was the conflict. Now he has to figure out how is he going to get back his thing. She even locked him in prison, but he escaped by the guard. Now the plot. When we're looking at the plot is basically a summary of all the events that will take place in the story. So first we know that Amy visited the neighboring kingdom. When she visited the neighboring kingdom, the prince fell in love. They got married. Amy realized that the prince had a money bag. She stole the money bag. So we have all of those things leading up with the conflict. Now what the plot does is that the plot will also give us the starting, which is the beginning of the story, the middle, and the end. So in the middle, we know that the conflict is what really arises in the middle. What happened in the end? So let us just go to the ending of it now. So tell me the resolution. What happened in the end?
She gave back Kobe's money back.
Right, but
and asked him to make her young again.
Right, but what did he do?
He took it and went away.
He took it and went away. So Amy was left. She was left looking how?
Old.
Old. Very good. She was left looking old. And what did she do in the end? Because she was old, what did she do?
Pardon, miss?
Because she was old, what did she do? Because she was still looking old. Pardon me?
She creeped on her knee.
Well, we saw her creeping on her knee and she ran away. So she ran away from the kingdom. But what happened in Kobe's kingdom? Kobe started to rule his people justly, right?
Yes, miss.
Good. So what is the theme of the story? Give me a theme of the story. Give me some themes that we see coming out in the story. Remember, we said that the theme is the message that the story is telling. So tell me some messages that the story is telling you as an individual, you as young people. What is it telling you?
No ready eye.
Not to be ready eye, okay.
To always be honest.
To always be honest. Any other message being told?
Do not steal. That's a command.
Alright, so do not steal, which is also a command. Any other theme we see coming out in there?
Do good and good will follow you.
Okay, very good. And those are themes that we can even find areas in the story to relate it to. Now, what you're going to do for me is that seeing that we have gone through the 5 elements: characters, conflict, setting, theme, plot. We are going to know, you're going to choose, you're going to work in pairs, and you are going to choose a particular cartoon or movie. Right? So you can either choose a cartoon movie or you can choose a movie. And what you're going to do is that you're going to draw a organizer, a graphic organizer. And when you draw your graphic organizer, you're going to put each element in one of the circles. Now, when you place your element in each of the circles, you're going to write the information in the circle. So say, for instance, I choose the cartoon, Hotel Transylvania. Good. And I choose characters now. So I'm going to write about characters. So the characters would be Dracula, who else in his daughter, I don't remember her name. And you had, what is this one called? The one that, you don't watch cartoons? What is his name? And him big and monstrous. Can't remember his name, but I would list all my characters in that circle. Then I would look at the setting, and just like how we just watched this short cartoon and we were able to list out the things that were taking place, you're going to do the same thing in pairs. But the thing now is that you're going to work together in choosing a particular cartoon or a movie. Alright, and what you're going to do, you're going to place it in a graphic organizer, and then for our next class, you are going to present it and talk to us about it. Understanding?
Yes, miss.
Okay, miss.
Are we understanding the 5 elements of a story?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Alright, so it's the end of our session now. So I will see you next class. Alright?
Bye, miss.
Bye. Enjoy the rest of your
Bye,
day.
miss.
Bye.
Same to you, miss. Bye.